welcome back to my channel, Illustrating Failure. For those of you who are new here, my name is Janie and I'm just a freelance illustrator trying to get by, just coming right out of school. And if you are here for my other videos, well, if you weren't, I'm gonna put a link right here so you can check it out. But in my previous videos, I made a bunch of air dry clay and Sculpey earrings and accessories that I wanted to sell as a side hustle business thing. And so I kind of I made them and then I recorded my process of opening up an Etsy shop just so you guys can have an idea of how to open one up, what are the steps, and some of the troubles that I ran into while I was trying to open up the shop. So for a long time, I always wanted to have an Etsy shop or an online shop of the sorts, but I was kind of just always too nervous and intimidated from putting myself out there to have a shop. I know it kind of sounds weird to feel intimidated by the thought of having an online shop, but I thought that was something so formal or something so fancy and I'm a nobody who's gonna buy my stuff. But for this channel, the point is to put myself out there, so I'm gonna put myself out there with this Etsy shop. And I know I'm doing some weird arm movements, I'm just gonna put these down now. So yeah, I muscle up the courage to go and try opening up the shop, and so I'm gonna show you a little bit about my taking pictures process. There's not too much of the picture process because I use the same camera that I record with for the photos, so it's hard to take photos and record at the same time. But I try to talk a little bit about that process, and then after that I'm gonna go through with you guys on step by step of how I edit my photos and then putting them on the Etsy store. So let's just get started now without further ado. So I started out the photo taking process. Well, at first I just wanted my earrings to be with some dried flowers and stuff on a white cloth background. And so I had this linen shirt that was closest to a white piece of cloth that I had, so I used that. And then I also had these dried flowers I had purchased for a different project, but I thought they were pretty cute, so I tried to use it for this photo shoot. After this photo shoot, I actually decided that I wasn't really into the photos I took, and so I decided to take some tissue paper and do another photo shoot with that. At this point, I didn't really know which photos I was gonna go with, but you just try different things until it works out. So I'm trying to take some product photos of my earrings and stuff. I mean, I did, but I wanted to show how it would look on someone's ears. But I have a confession to make, and the confession is that I actually don't have pierced ears. Yeah, but I love earrings and I think they're super cute, so I wanted to make the earrings anyways. So I'm gonna show this neat life hack. I don't know if this is a life hack. It's not a life hack. But when I was getting my photos taken at this Chinese studio in China for whatever reason, I don't know, they're oh my god, you don't have your ears pierced, and so they taped earrings onto my ears, and so that's what I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna see if I could just get away with taping earrings to myself. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay, I'm gonna try to take some photos with this. So I have all of these photos here that I took from the photo session. TBH, I started editing them a little bit before I started recording just to check everything out to see where I want to go with this. But yeah, these are the photos, and I think some of them are better than others, especially since this is the first time I've kind of like taken product photos. And these are the ones where I took it with my linen shirt. And I think they're pretty cute. They're pretty cute. But I think for some of the other ones, like for I was trying different things because when I was looking at it at the viewfinder of the camera, I wasn't like really into them and I was kind of worried. So I took some other ones, which I also really enjoy with some tissue paper. I think they're quite beautiful. And I do enjoy the tissue paper ones more than some of the like the cloth background ones that I took. I'm like really flip-flopping between the two of them, to be honest. I like them both, so I don't really know which one I'm gonna use at this point, but you'll find out for which ones I post in the end. Yeah. Oh, and also I wish I could have recorded my process of taking these photos, but it's hard to record your process when you need the same camera that you record with to also take the photos with. So that's why I don't have any footage of me taking the photos. I would have liked to. Secretly, I want another camera, but it's not exactly in the finances right now. But if my videos do better in the future, maybe I'll get another camera so I can get more sick views. But right now, I'm a little limited. Yeah. But, you know, we make do with the best we have. How do I stop this? Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through some of the photos that I took during that photo session, and I'm just editing them in Adobe Lightroom. Honestly, of course, I'm just using it because I have the Adobe Suite, so why not take advantage of all the programs that it comes with since it is so expensive. But yeah, so I have like my photos here, and Lightroom is pretty great because it comes with like so many controls that you can adjust. Honestly, I'm not a photography major, so I don't really know what like all of these things do, but like they're fun to play with and you can just see like how they look like with just adjusting like different things. And so right now I'm just gonna be showing you, well, there's like a lot of photos that I took, so I didn't want to keep on redoing the same control every single time. So I found out a way that you can just like copy and paste your controls into the next photo. If you already know this, you're probably a Lightroom genius, but for these newbies like me, I needed to look that up. So you gotta go under photos and you just press copy edit settings and then you just pop it into the next one and then paste edit settings. Woo! Since like these photos are slightly different, I'm probably just gonna like adjust it a little bit myself anyways, just because they're like slightly different. And I want to try to make sure all the colors are true to life as possible. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. I mean, this one's like a little bit brighter. I'll turn down that exposure like a teeny tiny bit. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's cute. And so yeah, I just do the same thing for all my other photos until I'm satisfied. Okay, so for the next part on Etsy, when you first get started in the shop preferences, naming your shop, it's pretty easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then you go into stocking your shop. So for stocking your shop, it starts off pretty easy. You just find a photo, and then you go on, and then you see the other descriptions you gotta put in, and then it just keeps going. There's the title, makes sense, category. And honestly, I was not expecting the millions of, forms and things you have to check off. And this was like the most time intensive process of this whole thing, trying to figure out like cuz some of the items I'm like I don't fit any of these, but I need to check one off, and the color, and I know like all these things are supposed to like help people find you and like categorize you, but yeah, it was such a pain in my butt. And also another hot tips, when you're saving your photos, I would be good with naming conventions. Usually I am pretty good with naming conventions, but I got lazy this time, and it was a pain in my butt, and I had to go back in and rename everything anyways. So I would just start with a good naming convention. And also, before you get started, I would have a Word document where you have already written out all of your descriptions, your titles, your tags, your materials. So you can just copy and paste into these sections. Yeah. And when you're making like new listings, like after the first one, you can like copy and paste like your first one, which makes things slightly easier. But you still have to remember to change like a million like presets and stuff. I don't know. I think this part really like annoyed me because I feel like it was more of a pain than it needed to be. And I think the most painful part was trying to figure out the shipping thing because man, like I was just trying to figure out which shipping option to do. And one thing I learned is that shipping is very expensive. And maybe I'm just not looking at the right ones, but I did go on to like the Canada Post and Express Post, and I'm pretty sure I found the correct shipping, but it's like shipping itself is like 20 bucks. And I'm like, bro, I can't sell my thing for like that much more than 20 30. Uh yeah, if you guys got some hot shipping tips, let me know. I would like to offer cheaper shipping, but I'm like at this point I'm just pretty much giving these away for free because all of the cost is in the shipping itself. Yeah, and also like in the shipping section, I try to put like $6. So I'm like, okay, I'll charge $6 for shipping, and I'll just cover the rest of it. But then Etsy was like, $6 is really expensive for shipping, and people are not gonna buy your stuff. But then like the automatic version of Etsy like has the first shipping as $30, and I'm like, I don't understand your reasoning here. But I guess this is how it is. So yeah, this part very very frustrating. So I would definitely dedicate a lot of time to figuring out this form. I mean, there's only so much I can do to help you because your product is going to be different from mine. So best of luck for you in this section. Oh yeah, and one last thing, I if you see in my like speed whatever, you can see like every time like Etsy's like, "Oh, you don't have like the correct settings filled out, so you can't save." Even though like all my settings are correct and I have everything filled out, but it's kind of glitchy in that aspect. And I tried just clicking it twice and it would save and work. So, yeah, if you run into that, that might just help to just ignore it for some of it. But then for other things, like I don't even know what I didn't fill out, and it would just stop me. Yeah. Okay, that's the end of that rant. Okay, you guys, I finally finished putting in all the listings. It was a mess, but it's all here now, and I'm just gonna move on to the next part of the Etsy thing. How I will get paid. I am an individual. Canada. Okay, I guess I gotta fill out this information, so BRB. Okay, so I filled the last section. So I filled up the last section. Now I'm gonna enter all of this information. So there is a charge of $4.95 for the listings that I have in my shop. I guess it's 20 cents USD for every listing. So YOLO. Okay, so after paying for that, I guess I opened my shop, and then gonna add my shop icon. This is something that I did previously. Yeah. Studio Boots. Gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Am I right? Oh no. After putting up the icon, I got my banner and my profile picture that I made previously. For the dimensions of everything, it's really easy to find. You just Google Etsy banner dimensions and then it just comes up right away. And then after that, I just went in and I found the announcement section as a description because there's not really a description section otherwise. And I actually had to Google how to find this because I didn't know where it was. But it's just at the very end of your Etsy listing page, and you can type in the description, or not description. You can type in an announcement, and it'll show up at the top. And then you just want to change your return and exchange policy if you have one. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. You have your shop all set up and ready to go. Okay, so that was the process for my opening of my Etsy shop, and this is kind of day of, because did I leave this to the last minute? But it's done, it's out there now. Overall, I think Etsy is a little bit confusing on, on the listings and stuff. I'm definitely very confused on the shipping process that Etsy does, because it seems more expensive than, the automatic one seems more expensive than the actual shipping, but then I wonder if they're I think there's just more tracking and options available for that. And I also learned that shipping in general is very expensive. It was much more expensive than I had expected, especially with a lot of online shopping. Stores offer free shipping and all that, so I'm oh, it must be not a lot of money. But yeah, it is. It's quite a few big chunk, and I think I found it really difficult trying to balance the price of my items, what I think people are willing to pay for it versus all of my costs. And I'm doing this for the first time right now, so I think I'm trying to keep my prices a little bit lower to, I don't know, entice people to buy my products. But with the shipping and stuff and the cost, I don't think I'm really making any money. I'm just trying to offset some costs right now, but it was a great learning experience, and I think maybe in the future I'll try to when I get better at this, I will find ways of trying to offset costs versus how much I'm charging, but that's gonna be a whole process in itself. And if I continue this and I find some new ways of doing things, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions on this process or like on anything throughout, just leave me a comment below. Have you guys ever opened up an Etsy shop or like any kind of shop? And like, or if there's like a different option that you know of that may be like better, just let me know or shoot me a line on how you felt about this video. Please give me a like and subscribe if this was helpful, and you know, my content's coming every day, so I will see you guys next time, which is gonna be tomorrow because today is Friday and I'm rambling. Okay, goodbye.